The Big 12 has released the conference slate for women's volleyball, and we all know that Oklahoma State does not have this sport. Just let me make that clear. And I do want to mention real fast that Kansas, UCF, and Cincinnati have new head coaches. And the Big 12 last year did not even have a single Sweet 16 team. Hopefully that changes. We'll know the preseason poll later, but this is just like a wide open conference, in my opinion, here. So, and we don't know the times of these matches yet. They'll be released later as anything goes for television down the line. And the non-conference slate, we don't know for all these schools here. And the days are subject to change. So, apologize for looking out because I cannot memorize all the stuff. So, September 16th, Baylor at UCF. September 24th, Baylor at Texas Tech, Cincinnati at UCF, Houston at TCU. September 25th, Colorado at BYU, Iowa State at Utah. September 26th, Arizona at Kansas State, Arizona State at Kansas. September 27th, Colorado at Utah, Iowa State at BYU, TCU at Baylor, Texas Tech at Houston, West Virginia at Cincinnati. September 28th, Arizona at Kansas, Arizona State at Kansas State. October 1st, BYU at Cincinnati, Houston at Baylor, Kansas at TCU, Kansas State at West Virginia. October 2nd, UCF at Colorado, Texas Tech at Iowa State, Utah at Arizona. October 3rd, BYU at West Virginia, Kansas at Baylor, Kansas State at Cincinnati. October 4th, UCF at Iowa State, Houston at Colorado, TCU at Texas Tech, Utah at Arizona State. Yeah, that's October 4th. Now, October 8th, Baylor at Arizona State, Cincinnati at West Virginia, Colorado at Arizona, Iowa State at Kansas State, Texas Tech at Kansas. October 9th, Houston at Utah, TCU at UCF. October 10th, Baylor at Arizona, Colorado at Arizona State, Iowa State at Kansas, Texas Tech at Kansas State. October 11th, Houston at BYU. October 12th, West Virginia at UCF. October 15th, Cincinnati at TCU, Kansas State at Baylor, Utah at Colorado. October 16th, Arizona State at BYU, Kansas at Houston, West Virginia at Iowa State. October 17th, Arizona at UCF, Cincinnati at Baylor, Kansas State at TCU. October 18th, Arizona State at Utah, BYU at Texas Tech, West Virginia at Colorado. October 19th, Arizona at Houston. Now, October 22nd, UCF at Houston, Colorado at Texas Tech, TCU at Kansas, Utah at Cincinnati. October 23rd, Arizona at Iowa State, BYU at Baylor. October 24th, Utah at West Virginia, Kansas State at Kansas. October 25th, Arizona State at Arizona, BYU at TCU, Iowa State at Colorado, Texas Tech at UCF. October 29th, Arizona at Texas Tech, Baylor at Iowa State, UCF at BYU, Kansas State at Utah, TCU at Arizona State. October 30th, Houston at West Virginia, Kansas at Cincinnati. Now on Halloween, Arizona State at Iowa State, Baylor at Colorado, UCF at Utah, Kansas State at BYU, TCU at Arizona. November 1st, Houston at Cincinnati, Kansas at West Virginia. Now November 5th, BYU at Arizona, Texas Tech at Arizona State. November 6th, Cincinnati at Kansas State, Colorado at Kansas, Houston at UCF. November 7th, BYU at Arizona State, Texas Tech at Arizona, Utah at TCU, West Virginia at Baylor. Now November 8th, Cincinnati at Kansas, Colorado at Kansas State, Iowa State at UCF. November 9th, Utah at Baylor, West Virginia at TCU. November 12th, Baylor at Kansas State, UCF at Cincinnati, West Virginia at Texas Tech. November 13th, Arizona at Arizona State, Iowa State at Houston, TCU at Colorado. November 14th, BYU at Utah, UCF at West Virginia, Cincinnati at Texas Tech. November 15th, Arizona State at Colorado, Baylor at Houston, Kansas at Kansas State, TCU at Iowa State. November 19th, Arizona at BYU, Arizona State at UCF, Colorado at West Virginia, Kansas at Utah, Kansas State at Houston, Iowa State at Cincinnati. November 20th, Texas Tech at Baylor. November 21st, Arizona at Utah. Arizona State at Houston. Colorado at Cincinnati. Kansas at BYU. Iowa State at West Virginia. November 22nd is just one game, and it's Texas Tech at TCU. November 26th, you got Baylor at TCU. UCF at Kansas State. Cincinnati at Arizona State. Houston at Texas Tech. Kansas at Iowa State. Utah at BYU. West Virginia at Arizona. Now, one game on November 28th. Cincinnati at Arizona. And November 29th, BYU at Colorado. UCF at Kansas. Kansas State at Iowa State. TCU at Houston. Utah at Texas Tech. West Virginia at Arizona State. So all these days are subject to change if needed. So this is just a quick heads up here. And like I said, this conference is wide open. So we're going to have to wait and see what happens with the preseason polls and all that. Not just for the Big 12, but on a national scale as well. So anyways, if you like this content, hit the like and subscribe button. See you guys later on the road to 800 subscribers. Course ultimate goal is 1,000 or more so my month. This course like video, comment video really helps YouTube backgrounds so more people see it. Sharing the video does help as well so more people can watch. And if you're watching and not subscribe, hit subscribe buttons for the notification bell as well.